Welcome to episode 245 of the UFO Buster Radio News Report. I was actually going to do this last night. As you know from the episode on Saturday, I was ever so vigilant trying to find news about Mad Mike. And zero, nada, yet nothing was coming out anywhere. I was like, what the hell? Did he fucking blow up before he even lit the fuse on that bitch? That's what I wanted to know. And apparently, stuff didn't go down the way it was supposed to. Yeah, that's what happened. And I didn't see this until late last night, but I was getting the case of the sleepy eyes, and I really couldn't get on here and chat with you guys to make my report. But I said, you know what? I've got to do it today. I've got to do it today, and I've got to do it early before anybody breaks the news before me. Not that this haven't been broken already. I mean, it has. It's all over the place, kind of, sort of, in a weird kind of way. But before I get to that, don't forget to follow the podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and the Twitters. And hit me up. Send me a message. Let me know what you're thinking, especially about this story. I can tell you right now that I posted it all over Facebook, wherever I could, honestly. And some of the messages really, okay, all right, maybe like 98% of them were not very supportive of what Mike Hughes is doing. In fact, most people said, dumbass, you could have saved a whole lot of money by just taking a damn airplane. Take an airplane, stick your head, get a window seat, stick your head on the glass, and try to see the curvature of the Earth, because it's much higher than your steamed freaking rocket, your steam rocket. He's like a steampunk of 2019. Basically, that's what he's doing. He's using steam. But I'm not going to get into that now, because first I got to do my little handy-dandy news intro. I know some of you guys are not going to be surprised by what I'm about to say. But yeah, apparently Mad Mike wasn't able to take off. He was grounded. He was grounded on Sunday. It was a no-go for Mad Mike. His little steam rocket went nowhere. The title of the article, reported by Space.com, no less, says Mad Flat Earther Steam Rocket Launch Grounded by Bad Water Heater. Bought on Craigslist. This is where I do my strategic moment of silence. That way you can say, what did he say? Yeah, that's what I just did. Let me just do that one more time. Especially just the last half. Launch grounded by Bad Water Heater. Bought on Craigslist. Yeah. Wow. So, our self-taught rocketeer, who uses steam in order to launch his ass into the sky because he believes the Earth is flat, purchased a water heating device for his rocket from Craigslist. I may not be a self-taught rocket scientist, but I would think that if you're going to trust the equipment that you're buying, and you're going to launch your happy ass that's almost in the mid-60s, 5,000 feet in the air, that you would want to spend a little bit more money from that retirement that you're getting on equipment that fucking works. Yeah, so apparently Mad Max decided he needed a water heater to get this done. So he got it from Craigslist, and it's supposed to heat the water to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. It didn't make it. it could not heat the water, so there wasn't enough steam power to launch him into the air. I think people in the Mojave Desert are kind of glad about that, because when I tell you, there's a lot of people that think that he's lost his goddamn mind. You would think that what he did the last time was enough for him. Just, he had a pretty hard touchdown, if you will, the last time he launched himself up and barely made it halfway to that number. He actually ended up injuring his back. Listen, Max, thinking about Mad Max. Listen, Mike, you are 63 years old. Some things you just shouldn't do. Some things you can use a GoPro for. Yeah, maybe you should do that. Or maybe use one of your grandkids. They're a little younger, more nimble. Probably could heal a lot better than you can. A few broken bones for you. Fuck, you're pretty much fucked at that point. You're not going to heal up at all. You could just kiss it all goodbye. I would estimate that you can probably even grab a kid from the crowd that might show up to see you. Just grab one of them, throw them in the rocket. They'd be happy to go. Now, the weird thing is that when I first saw this rocket, I thought that Mad Mike was actually on the outside of the rocket. I don't know why I saw it. I think maybe I saw a picture where he was standing outside of it, and he was in his full I'm fucked for life outfit, kind of safety gear. And I honestly thought that he would be riding on the outside, kind of like, Wile E. Coyote. But no, he actually sits inside the rocket, and he doesn't eject from the rocket. He stays in the rocket after it reaches its, I guess, the highest height it can go. Once he reaches that pivotal point, when it starts coming right back down again, and it loses all that forward momentum, he stays in the rocket. The rocket shoots off a couple of parachutes, and down you go. The last time, one of the parachutes did not shoot off in time, so he was heading back down to the planet at 350 miles an hour. Hence the back injury. People are estimating that if this happens again, he could be heading back to the planet at over 400 miles an hour. I'm sorry. I don't care if any dating app that's, going out for the non-committal types. I don't care if any dating app is going to, sponsor me to kill myself. I just wouldn't do it. And apparently they're not giving him enough money if he's buying shit off of Craigslist. Come on. Safety first, buddy. Safety first. Many people are not supporting this, like I said. I would say that I got close to 5,000 interactions on the post regarding Mad Max. Mad Max Mike. And, people are not happy about it. However, it turns out that that's not the only thing he purchased. He also purchased a $50 nose cone for the rocket. I mean, what the fuck are you using? Hubba Bubba for the joints? What the hell is going on? Come on. You're old enough to have some kind of fucking sense. I'm telling you, there's got to be bubblegum and Band-Aid all over the place holding this shit together. For Pete's sake. Anyway, this article is linked in the description. If you guys want to go check it out, if you so wish. There's a quote from Mad Mike, and it says, "I appreciate the support, love, and excitement from everybody, and a delay will not stop my mission. The rocket is in place and needs a leak plugged up, so weekend is a go," he told SpaceX. So now it fucking has a leak too. Sometimes when faced with impossible odds, you just need to pack your shit up and go. Yeah, because we're not talking about getting on the road to go to the next town over. You're basically shooting yourself up into the air, and you've got leaks, a bad heater, you've got the nose cone you bought for like $50. All of this says to me, it's going to be a good old time next Saturday. Something no one's going to want to miss. And you know what? I'm still going to be looking for it. I want to see what he does. It might be anticlimactic, because we know he goes up. He's not going to see a flat earth. He's way too low to see that. And then this dating app, I don't know. Maybe he's going to pick up a bunch of women on the way back down. I don't get it. I don't get it. But this is what I mean. This is why we have these situations with people. And how do they get tied to space? Just because he believes in the flat earth. I don't understand. He's not making a good argument for the flat earthers, to be honest. Because there was someone a few years ago that actually went up with a bunch of cameras on an airplane and took video. That seems a bit more sensible. You know, pay your fare. Maybe lease, maybe like a corporate jet or something. There's got to be a flat earther out there that's a pilot. Sadly enough. I wonder how does that work? How do flat earthers... Are there pilots that are flat earthers? That's a good question. If you're a pilot and you're a flat earther, let me know. How do you deal with that every time you go up in the sky? But I mean, there's other ways for this individual to get this done. For Pete's sake, he could shoot up a microsat. It's your own satellite with a bunch of cameras. I'm sure you have enough flat earthers out there that can put some money together, get a microsat together with a bunch of cameras, shoot the bitch up, and, you know, there it is. What does NASA have to do with it? Go to one of the most cheapest, upstart little companies that just trying to get into the space race here, commercial space race, and say, hey, I need to shoot up a microsat. All this guy's a bunch of cameras. It's going to record a bunch of stuff and beam it back to me so I can see for myself whether we have a flat earth or not. And even then, of course people are going to say, that's still not enough height in order to figure out whether or not the earth is flat. You can't win for losing. You really can't. But in other news, don't forget that there is a link in the description for the UFO Buster Radio Alien Hunter game Chapter 1. It is in test mode right now. I'm looking for people to test it. Up to 2,000 people can get in there and test it out and give some feedback. In addition to that, we're also working on bringing back the UFO Buster Radio News app, which pretty much will curate UFO news from around the world, kind of like what the Twitter account is doing right now. One step at a time, folks. We're getting out there. I appreciate all of you. All of you. Every single one of you. Thank you for listening. I got this song here, which a lot of people like. It's called Every Battle. Because you're kind of losing every battle, especially when you're taking your wrinkled nuts and throwing them into a steam rocket and pretty much kissing your ass goodbye every time you do it. But it seems like Mad Mike is losing every battle, so what can you do? Somebody save him. Get your prune nuts off of that rocket, buddy. Ciao.
Never sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me, I'm losing every battle. me, sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me, I'm losing every battle.